Hola, hola. Bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la esperanza vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. I am so excited today to be using this beautiful gift that I got from my beautiful friend Nikki. She gave me a sage bundle. I don't know why it's not focusing. There it is. And a beautiful ashtray, which depicts the sun. And we'll let that burn and cleanse the energy of the space. While I shuffle this Rider-Waite tarot deck, I'm actually going to do this YouTube reading, the online reading, with cards that I usually only use with in-person clients. Now, this is going to be the basic Radiant Rider-Waite tarot deck, and I use this deck when I'm working with in-person clients because the imagery is very clear and crisp and obvious. And sometimes clients choose to shuffle their own deck and then I read it. Sometimes they choose to have me shuffle the deck for them. There's a variety of ways in which the clients prefer to tune in. I see myself as a facilitator, and if you ever get a reading with me, you already know. Those of you who have already gotten readings with me, I really appreciate you and bless you for trusting me to facilitate you on your journey of fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. I really appreciate your trust and good faith in my process and in your process, and I always encourage my clients to tune in to however or whatever it is that they feel connects them to their highest level of guidance, whether that's their higher self, whether that's their God, whether that's a certain spirit or an ancestor or a loved one who's passed over to the other side, a pet, a version of a crystal or a form of earth or food. It could be a saint or any type of deity or gnome or gremlin or whatever it is that the client tunes into to receive their extrasensory information. I just ask them to tune in, focus on one specific situation or question. If they don't have a question, then they could say something like, what energies do I need to know about right now? Or what energies are surrounding me right now? Or what can I look forward to in the future? Or what do I need to be aware of? And then we pull either a 3-card reading for 15 minutes, past, present, and future, or as I'm about to do now, a 10-card Celtic cross reading, which usually online, because I'm blah blah blahing at the beginning while I'm shuffling, it goes a little bit over 40 minutes. But if you were to book a reading with me on Zoom, the reading would be a 40-minute reading. About 5 minutes of us tuning in to the energy of the deck, however that is that you tune in, it's up to you. I'm open to whatever works for you. I just want to translate the cards appropriately for you to help you tune in and fine-tune your free will and intuition. That's what I'm here for. And if it helps, I hope it helps. If it doesn't, I hope we have fun anyway. And we tune in for about 5 minutes or so, shuffle the cards. If you get into the space to where you're really kind of focused on your situation or question or, and then I'll pull the 10 cards, do about a 30-minute reading. And then for the last 5 minutes, if you have further questions or you want to talk a little bit more about what the cards mean to you, or if you would like me to explain more about certain cards that maybe seem confusing to you or you would like more clarification on, then we do that for the last 5 minutes. And then at 40 minutes time, we say bye-bye. So that's what it's like to have a deep dive tarot reading with me, Esperanza, Vence. If you don't have time for a deep dive, because sometimes, let's face it, in life, we only have time for a quickie, we can do a 3-card pull, which would be near past, present tense, and near future. Now, that is a reading that would be more appropriate for day-to-day questions or current events that you would like some clarity on. But it's not going to give you sort of the deep energies or the deeper dive of energies that are surrounding you, you know, say for the next 3 months or so. That would be more appropriate for something like within 1 moon cycle, from a new moon to a full moon, 2 weeks time or something like that. Okay. For now, let's pull in the energies of the Capricorn new moon coming up on December 22nd, 2022, 12/22/2022. Winter solstice is happening on the 21st, so these energies will also be present. And then tomorrow, Jupiter will ingress into Aries, so we might feel a change of energy there as well, from becoming a little bit more spiritual to bringing that energy down and becoming active. Jupiter amplifies whatever energy it inhabits. So it's been in Pisces now here for a few months, which deals with spirituality, intuition, connection to the divine, connection to whatever higher source that you believe in, religion, angels, even, you know, demons, anything that's not normally seen in 3D reality, let's put it that way. Aries is a fire sign. It's ruled by the ram. It rules aggression. Mars is its natural ruler of this sign, astrologically, and that deals with action, aggression, athleticism, forward motion, war, accomplishment, and energy, physicality, health, vitality, root chakra energy, sex, and generally the beginning sparks of creativity. Okay, here we are now. Tarot, tried and two. I got the star card. It's funny because I was just shuffling a deck not that long ago that I was thinking about using for this reading, and the star card popped out of that deck too. It's so funny how the tarot talks to me, because tarot knows that this is my favorite card. So sometimes she just spits out and talks to me. The star card is a card of wishes coming true, of having faith that your wishes will come true in the future no matter what, of knowing that you're protected by the divine, and knowing that if you have 1 foot in the water in your emotions and 1 foot on earth, and you remain balanced and you keep feeding the flow, that the flow will feed you. You can be your naked self. In the darkness of reality, there's still a light to shine over whatever it is that you do, and your wishes will be not only fulfilled, but there's a benediction aspect to this card, meaning that you're also blessed. And that's why the star card is my favorite card in the tarot deck. I even use her in my business cards. Thanks again, Nikki. This was a beautiful gift, and it was a beautiful party. Tarot, tried and true. What's it say? How do it do? Help me say what I can see. Tarot, talk to me. What are the energies that those of us who are tuning into this video right now need to know surrounding this full moon in Capricorn and the winter solstice energies and the energies of the next 12 years with Jupiter's ingress into Aries? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is us, the querent. This is what's crossing us. This is in the near past. This is in the near future. This is in our conscious awareness. This is in our subconscious awareness. This is how we see ourselves in the situation. This is how others see us in the situation. These are our hopes and fears. And this is the likely outcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me here on Esperanza, Vence, where hope wins. Let's play and see what the cards have to say to us regarding this new moon in Capricorn. This is us, the querent, the Empress reverse. This is what's crossing us, Four of Pentacles. This is in the near past, Ace of Pentacles. Near future, Knight of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles right away. Conscious awareness, again, Pentacles. Six of Pentacles reversed. Subconscious awareness, Queen of Swords reversed. How we see ourselves in the situation, Two of Pentacles reversed. A lot of Pentacles. How others see us in the situation, again, Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Our hopes and fears, Seven of Swords reversed. And the likely outcome, the Devil reversed. Boy, oh boy, we've been grabbing that devil lately in these readings for the moon, haven't we? All right, let's talk about the Empress reverse. That's us. We're the querent. We're the main person who's asking about this story during the full moon in Capricorn. I'm sorry, the new moon in Capricorn and winter solstice. The Empress reversed. Well, first of all, let's talk about her upright. Empress upright. Now, she's a grown-ass woman. She is someone that deeply embodies Venus energy, and she causes things around her to grow. She is in charge of her life. She's in charge of her own sexuality. She's in charge of fertility in general. And she gives birth to things, not necessarily people, but it could be people, but she gives birth to a process. The Empress energy is being in tune with the most divine feminine energy that exists at the deepest part of your soul within all of us, that we all embody Empress and Emperor energy, whether we're willing to express it or not. The Empress reverse means that there is a need for us to become in tune with the fact that we are fucking boss bitches, whether we're male or female people in our skin, that we need to become more in tune with our own boss bitch energy and understand that, like, we cause things around us to either stifle or grow, and we don't want our situations to stifle us. We want to be in charge and in front of getting situations to grow, especially with this Jupiter and Aries energy coming through. Aries is fire. The Empress embodies fire energy herself, and fire can either create or destroy, but in her case, fire would sort of blaze the land for new growth so that her wheat fields will come even stronger next year, and she'll be even richer and more fertile and more able to even find a better mate than she has last season, you know. Throughout history and throughout time, we've had many emperors and empresses who did not stay with the same partner the entire time. They always had they might have been changing partners or had concubines or, you know, court dick or whatever you call it when it has to be with a woman. But, like, you know, anywhere from Cleopatra and Caesar to, you know, Catherine the Great, or, you know, you can think of a lot of powerful people who have that Empress or Emperor energy. And as far as sexuality goes, when they're in charge of their own sexuality, they will burn that bitch down and create other things to grow. Like, they don't need another person. Another person joins with them because they're more powerful together than they would be alone. But they don't need another person. They can create that growth or creativity on their own, and they don't need that. With the Empress reverse, we need to become more in tune with that energy within ourselves and realize that, like, it's not a necessity to pair up with another person in order to cause your life to grow. You need to cause your life to grow on your own terms. If there's another person that's coming into your life that wants to pair up and you're the Empress, they better be an Emperor. And if they don't meet the standards of your qualifications, that's okay. They can be who they are, you can be who you are, and you can let them go. Especially since Jupiter is leaving Pisces and entering Aries, we're in a situation right now, especially today and into tonight, that like we are willing to let things fall off that are not causing growth in our situation. And with the Empress reverse, we need to be very aware of our own divine feminine sexual energy and what causes it to grow and what causes it to stifle, because in the reversed I'm feeling a bit of a stifling situation, to where if you would just turn it around a little bit and or let it go and just be on your own, on your throne, you'd be just fine. Crossing the querent in this reading, crossing us, is the Four of Pentacles upright. Now, this makes sense with what I was just saying, because I was just talking about letting things go. And as the challenge, we have the Four of Pentacles, which depicts someone hanging on a little too tightly to things that they think are important on earth. We can't blame this person. This is obviously not a rich person. This is just a person who's like living for the city, you know, living for the city. And they're just trying to save up what belongs to them. You know, earth energy is Capricorn energy, which is maybe why we have a lot of pentacles in this reading, because we are pulling in for the Capricorn moon, and Capricorn's an earth sign. And earth has to deal with like the money that we make, the way we make a living, how we save, how we protect ourselves in 3D terms, and how we just, you know, sort of keep our health and survive here on earth as, you know, pieces of bones and meat walking around trying to do the best we can and live this life, you know? So as a challenge, Four of Pentacles just might be trying to tell us that we're hanging on to something a little bit too tightly, and we should just like leave it alone, let it go, you know, let go and let God. Let the energy do what it does. You don't have to cling to anything. You don't have to cling to money. You don't have to cling to this life. You don't have to cling to this earth. You don't have to cling to practicality. You don't have to cling to your passions. You don't have to cling to your worth. You don't have to cling to your space in time. You don't have to cling to anything. You can just be open to what the universe chooses to give you, because if you say yes and no to the proper things at the proper times, the universe is just going to fill that void of space with something even better. But if you're afraid to let go of what you have, you know, since this character is afraid to let go of these Four Pentacles, they have one pentacle on their head, they're clutching this one, and they have a foot on each. But what if they let go? How do they know, if they don't let go of these pentacles, that it might, in fact, you know, bring a gift from the sky or turn into more pentacles in the future? 6 or 8 or even a knight, you know? So as a crossing, as a challenge, we just need to keep in mind like things that we're grasping to, concepts that we're grasping to, money that we're grasping to, and just let go and be a little bit free, be a little bit more generous with ourselves and with our time and with our resources. And that means, by generous, I mean open. In the near past here, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Once again, in this reading of 10 cards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pentacles. That's over half the reading is earth energy. So we need to really focus on what brings us down to earth, what makes us grounded. If we are properly grounded here on earth, that means that our spirit can soar. But if we're sort of floating in the sky, we could get lost in the abyss. Okay, so this reading is very appropriate for Capricorn moon energy, especially new starts, especially a new moon, because we're focusing on how to become grounded in the proper ways. Most of our pentacles are reversed or as challenges. So we need to focus more on this Capricorn energy aiding our existence to become more grounded and more centered within our earthly selves, so that when we get out and get up there into the stratosphere, into our more intuitive or irrational sides, that we can maintain some sense of balance and elevate ourselves here in the physical dimensions of reality. In the near past, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning as far as anything that has to do with finances, new jobs. It's a gift. Any type of ace I just consider to be a good luck gift from the sky, God handing you something that you didn't even ask for or expect. This can be a stroke of good luck having to do with money, resources, people coming into your lives that carry good earth energy, Tauruses, Capricorns, Virgos, anybody who's practical, sensible, self-assured. This is a gift from the sky offering you a chance to take a path that might in the future be challenging, but it's a path that is definitely blessed with virility, and these lilies are representative of peace and harmony and purity of soul and love. So the Ace of Pentacles invites you to begin a journey. It's always a new beginning, and it's a beginning journey as far as becoming grounded within yourself and starting your own sort of occupational or pursuit that leads you to be able to sustain yourself and feed yourself. So what's been happening within the past couple of months or so that is giving you an opportunity to sustain yourself? In the near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which could actually be a Capricorn themselves. It's usually going to be a male person, but it doesn't have to be. But it could be a male person who's coming in slow and steady. They're grounded. They have their shit together. They're probably someone who has the capacity to be, a hard worker, a homeowner, somebody who has a comfortable environment from which to, you see that this horse is not the horse is stable. He's not galloping. He's not cantering. He's in control of the horse. The horse is not in control of him. He's moving forward slowly but steadily and surely, maybe not with a lot of passion, but with a lot of dependability. Knight of Pentacles is going to represent either I would say probably a Capricorn, since this is a Capricorn new moon reading. It's probably going to be a Capricorn, but it could also be a Taurus or a Virgo person, someone who's very earthbound, very practical, very hardworking, very able to make and sustain themselves in this 3D reality, someone who's a provider, someone who's able to provide a safe space for themselves, someone who might be able to cook very well, or someone who's able to farm, or someone who's able to sort of get what they need from the earth to sustain our bodies, okay? And this Knight of Pentacles is coming into our lives slow and steady and with good intent. So that's going to be in the near future. And our conscious awareness is the Six of Pentacles reversed. Let's talk about the Six of Pentacles upright. Six of Pentacles upright. Sixes are cards of balance, 3 and 3. And we see the scales here representing Libra energy and balance. We have a wealthy merchant here, and we have poor beggars here. And this is a balance. They're balancing out, the wealth of the universe between this person and their karma and these people and their karma. So we're trying to bring balance here in a sense of, give and take, or I'm in need and you're in a position to give. Six of Pentacles reversed in our conscious awareness might mean that we feel like we're giving more than we're receiving, or perhaps we're receiving more than we're giving. Maybe we're not able to give at this point and we feel bad about that. Or maybe we're giving more than we need to and we have to focus on other things. This is in our conscious awareness. So we might feel like something in our lives at this current moment might be a little bit unfair. or imbalanced, especially in terms of just earthly things, as far as like paying your fair share, paying your way, being on your path. Maybe you're at work and you're not getting paid what you're worth. Maybe you have a roommate and somebody needs to contribute more than they are. In our conscious awareness, this is just a state of imbalance as far as earthly concerns are involved. And the subconscious awareness, so we might realize that she is there, but she's not like the main focus of our story, but she's like basically the underlying force of all the story, whether we realize it or not, as Queen of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords upright is going to be an air sign, okay? So that's going to be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. Astrologically, this is a person who's very intellectual. They're in absolute tune with their own thoughts and communication and words, and able to sort of express themselves in a way that's easily understood. They're sharp, they're to the point. They might not necessarily be heart-centered, but they're thought-centered. So they are able to take in and give out information at a rate which might become uncomfortable to other people, but they're people that use a lot of words, and they're people that understand words and can communicate through words. In the reverse, Queen of Swords might not be absolutely truthful. The sword always cuts through the bullshit, is what I say. So she could be using her sword in negative ways. She could be just like talking around in circles. She might not be cutting through the bullshit. She might not just be saying firm, like yes or no. She might be sort of lagging in her response to what actually needs to happen. The Queen of Swords reverse could be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius who is not exactly in tune with their own gifts and their own intellect enough to just trust the information as it comes in and act accordingly. So as our subconscious energy, we definitely need to be more in touch with like just not necessarily our emotions, but the information, because we have like literally no cup cards in this reading. This reading is about being earthbound and understanding our passions and information as it comes in. Our emotions have nothing to do with this reading. This is a new moon and Capricorn reading, and these cards are very appropriate, especially since the devil reversed. The devil represents Capricorn energy in and of himself. So, I mean, I would just say that the cards are just confirming the energies that are coming in anyways, and we're just using these cards as a tool to have imagery to understand further what we already know. We are fine-tuning our own free will and intuition through these tarot readings, aren't we then? Queen of Swords reversed, I mean, this entire reading just has to do with becoming more grounded so that we can be more in touch with the information that's coming in and use that information appropriately to say an appropriate yes, an appropriate no, an appropriate I'm keeping this, or an appropriate I'm letting this go. And as subconscious energy, we need to be more in tune with our divine feminine sense, or like sort of, as they call it, the women's intuition, if you will. Whether you're a man or a woman, or you identify gender-wise however you do, you know, we all have that sort of divine feminine intuition that sort of like kind of pulls on our pants a little bit and says, that doesn't feel comfortable. Ooh, as the information's coming in, I'm getting this fact, this fact, this fact, and that. And fact leads up to this conclusion. You better be ready to take this information in and tell the truth about it. How we see ourselves in the situation. Two of Pentacles reversed. Two of Pentacles upright is a card of being able to juggle simultaneously two projects, or perhaps it's a job and a side hustle, but it's a precarious dance. You know, you see that the waves in the background are really high. These ships are sort of just barely making it through the storm and sea, and that this person, if they drop the ball once, the whole scene goes down. You know, instead of dancing, they're going to be tripping. So Two of Pentacles can represent, you know, sort of like kind of doing this delicate balanced dance here on earth. I think of somebody who's using a hula hoop. You know, it can be a very beautiful thing to watch, or else the hoop can just fall down and they start tripping like I do when I do a hula hoop. And you know, maybe we need to take some time and either involve another person in our juggle so that we can pass off one of these pentacles, and maybe hang on to something or add something more in here so that it becomes the Three of Pentacles and that there's more characters involved in the situation. Two of Pentacles reversed means that like we're not handling the situation. The balls are going to drop. We can't really do a job and a side hustle. We need to focus on one thing at a time. Maybe we're trying to entertain more than one notion at a time, and we need to focus on one thing. In order to become grounded and earthbound in ourselves, we need to stop doing the dance and just sit there and accept one thing or the other. Maybe we're juggling two people. Maybe we're juggling two situations, or as the kids are calling it today, two situationships. Even though this isn't a card of emotions, it's still a card of like getting things done and doing things here on earth. So sometimes Two of Pentacles can mean that you're that you're juggling two people at once or two projects at once. Maybe you don't have the capacity to do your hobby and your day job. Maybe you don't have the bandwidth. Like this is literally a bandwidth. Maybe you don't have the bandwidth to handle all of the things that you're trying to juggle in your life. But this is how we see ourselves in this situation. And so we might see ourselves as not being capable or not having the bandwidth to handle all of the demands that this infinite situation of life entails. We might feel like we're losing the dance. How others see us in this situation? Eight of Pentacles reversed. Eight of Pentacles upright is straight up just a hard worker. This is a person that does the same thing day in, day out. It's an apprentice card. So they learned this skill from a mentor or a teacher or a university or some sort of program, or maybe they just learned this skill from watching YouTube videos and you know, they taught themselves, but they keep doing what their skill is over and over and over until their pentacles stack up. And eventually, you know, they're going to become the wealthy merchant that can share their pentacles with somebody else, or they might become the 10 of Pentacles where they can partner with another person and create an empire together. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse means that the way that other people see us in this situation could mean that like they don't think that we're working hard enough. We might be working really hard behind the scenes, but other people or our environment might not understand that about us, and they might not see us physically out there working, so they might think that the work is not getting done. Don't despair. You know who you are. You know what you're working on. You know what you're putting your energy towards, and you know that you keep going after it every day, in and out, until that shit comes to fruition. And it might never come to fruition. You might just keep doing it over and over and over again until the days stack up and the money stacks up and the time stacks up, and then naturally you'll be there and you'll move on to the 10 of Pentacles card and the 9 of Pentacles card, which is like a card of, you know, being self-sustaining and having enough money and wealth to have your own personal hobby before you even partner with somebody else who's equally as wealthy. And you know, then you can have the kids and the grandkids and the well-bred dogs and, you know, everything else like that. But like, Eight of Pentacles means that someone can see you working. Eight of Pentacles reversed means that the hard work is still getting done, but other people might not see that about you. And they might not understand how hard you're working behind the scenes. But don't you despair. It doesn't matter, because this card is in this position of how others see you, or the way that your environment dictates the situation, and that's on them. That's not your problem how other people see you, but it's just letting you know that that's what they think. Our hopes and fears is the Seven of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords upright, to me, it's not a card of lies and deceit. It's a card of getting away with something. It's a card of like taking your ideas and keeping them to yourself and getting away in the nick of time. It's a card of like, you know, you have an encampment here. Sometimes in the cards it depicts like a castle in the background. You know, we know that this person is sort of like sneaking into the encampment and coming away with these swords. Seven of Swords in the inverse means that like nobody's going to get away with anything intellectually, airwise or otherwise. Swords are always going to be air energy. That's energy of thoughts, communications, texts, emails, words, stories, explanations, you know. And in your hopes and fears position, you know, as I always say, you could hope and fear for the same thing. If you hope for $1 million, when you get $1 million, you could also be scared of it at the same time. So we could be afraid of the fact that the truth is coming to light. We could be afraid of the fact that nobody's going to get away with anything. We could be afraid of the fact that like no one's going to take our ideas and run with it. We have to keep our own ideas to ourselves and just be who we are with it. In the likely outcome, we have the Devil reversed. Devil upright has to do with toxic situations, addictive tendencies, love addiction especially, because you see, this is pretty much the opposite of the Lover's card in the tarot. The Lover's card, we have the blessing of the angel over the two humans who have chosen to join together out of, you know, love and soulmate tendencies. Here we have a soulmate card that is attached via addictions, addictive processes, addictive tendencies, and it's being, you know, blessed or, I don't know, cursed by the Devil, who has the Capricorn energy here, as we can see. The Devil card represents Capricorn energy in general. You know, we see this half like devil, half goat kind of energy here, but we still do see the cross in his hand. So he's just on the other side. He's a fallen angel, you know, and these two people are loosely chained. You see how loose those chains are around their necks? They could just reach up and take them off if they wanted to, but they're having too much damn fun to do that. The Devil reversed as a likely outcome means that we're going to let go of our addictive tendencies and we're going to take a path of health instead. We're not quite to the Lover's level of, you know, higher love, soulmate love, twin flame capabilities, but there is a flame, and we are twins, and we do see each other, and we are embodying the fun and the joy of Capricorn season, but we are willing to do things in a healthier way in the future. So as a likely outcome, if we have any sort of addictive tendencies or tendencies to get into types of relationships that cause us to fall back into bad habits, or any type of jobs. I mean, it doesn't have to be a love relationship, but it could be a relationship to yourself. It could be a relationship to your household, to your job, to your pets, you know, to your car, like anything that makes you have that sort of tick, you know, that like you don't want to do it, but you keep doing it anyway. This is coming to an end in the near future. We're going to become a little bit more introspective and honest about what our addictive tendencies and processes are, so that in the near future, we can turn those around and let them go. So that's what I have for our new moon in Capricorn / winter solstice reading. I really appreciate you joining me here on Esperanza, Vence, where hope wins. We always are appreciative of each other's feedback, you know, like I'm appreciative of your feedback. I hope you're appreciative of mine. If you would like to leave a comment regarding your experience with this new moon, or the Jupiter ingress into Pisces, or the solstice in general, or any type of Capricorn energy that is forming or showing itself in your life right now, I would really love to hear about it in the comments. Of course, likes, shares, subscribes, comments, it really does help this channel to grow, and so my readings can reach more people that are interested in fine-tuning their free will and intuition with us. And I love you very much, and I really thank you very much, and I bless you with all the energy that I possibly can in my heart, and I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me here. Peace.